Hello, my friends. Welcome to Hike and Health Adventures. Where today we are going to talk a little bit about a subject that has caused some animosity, brought in ridicule, and all kinds of crazy negative things amongst the hiking community, especially through hikers. But you guys, we're going to talk a little bit about slackpacking. Yes, and so let me get this off my chest right away, please. For those of you that are not fans, for those of you that think it's cheating, for those of you that just bottom line, if you're not supportive of this, I welcome your comments. Although, if you would please keep those nice. We don't need to be a jerk about it, condescending and rude, and things that make people feel like, that maybe they wouldn't want to do it because they don't want to be that guy to be looked upon as a piece of crap. Okay, so again, I respect you guys that don't believe in it. I was there at one time early in my stages of hiking, backpacking, but please keep it nice. Thank you. All right, so slackpacking. Again, at the beginning of my through hike of the Appalachian Trail, I was not a fan of slackpacking. Well, I wasn't a fan, nor was I against it. I didn't know anything about it other than what I had read. Okay, and so but I was one of the guys that said I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to slackpack, and I'm carrying my gear all the way to Katahdin. Well, until I did it. Just a quick story. My first time was slackpacking from Woods Hole Hostel over to Pearsburg, which is about 10 miles, and it was my birthday, and I didn't plan on doing a slackpack for my birthday. I'd planned on staying at Woods Hole for my birthday, which was cool because I got there, well, it was the day after. But it was a rainy day that day. We went and put our packs at the hostel, and then we headed out for a slackpack. And it was awesome because it was rainy, but it was absolutely beautiful, a great attitude. For those of you that have hiked in the rain, you know it sucks sometimes, especially when you got 25, 35 pounds on your back and it's just getting wet, okay? Even with the covers. Anyway, slackpacking became something I enjoyed, and I said I would do it again, and I did it quite a few more times. Not a lot, less than 10, maybe 8 times, 7, 8 times. So slackpacking basically is just taking your backpack, your big backpack, off of your back and ditching it for something smaller. Okay, can you imagine? I mean, can you imagine just a few pounds of stuff in this small backpack versus the 25, 35 pounds you have in your big backpack? It's absolutely an amazing feeling. Okay, and we'll talk a little bit about what goes in that little backpack here in just a little bit. But backpacking or slackpacking is essentially just taking that thing off and hiking the day without all that gear, because you're going to get to the end, you're going to go stay at a hostel, a hotel, or you may just pick up your pack and hike in a couple more miles to the next shelter. So it just depends on what slackpack you're doing, the location, the whole logistics of that, however that works out is something that you will determine later. We'll talk a little bit about that too. So that's basically what it is. It's just a day hike without all your gear. Okay. Now, is everyone going to slackpack? No, not everyone will slackpack. There are people that will not do it, for their own personal reasons, and that's okay. Okay, so we want to make sure we're respectful to those people and just accept their opinions and learn from that as well. There may be times that we shouldn't slackpack. Well, I don't know when that is, but anyway, I'm not going to get into debate about that. Okay, is slackpacking for everybody? Absolutely, it's for everybody. It's just whether or not you would do it or not. But it's absolutely for everybody. And some of those reasons, because we ask, one of the questions is, why would you slackpack? Well, simple question is, why wouldn't you? Number one is really basically that it makes it an easier day on you. Okay, it's just, think about it, you guys. It's just easier. One of the bigger reasons that I eventually started slackpacking a little bit more was injury. I tore a calf muscle. I took 3 zeros. I didn't like that. I wanted to be able to make up for that somehow because I had an end date in mind and I wanted to get there. So yeah, I was going to do whatever I had to do as far as, things that worked out for me, and slackpacking was one of them. Slackpacking gave me the opportunity to put more miles on in a day. Okay? I was able to, even though I was putting bigger miles on anyway, but I was still able to put those miles on in a day at ease. Okay, so that was awesome. Another thing about that slackpacking is it gives you more time on the trail to go off and blue blaze a half a mile to a viewpoint that you may otherwise not have done with your full pack because you got to get to the end and you might be pushing dark, right? Chasing that sundown. Well, I guess really sometimes. But anyhow, so you got more time to actually go to the viewpoints. You got more time to enjoy the trail, smell the rhododendrons, smell the laurels. Just more time to do extra things on the trail that you may have not done. Maybe you want to hurry and get a section done right quick by, get 12, 15 miles in by noon so you could take the rest of the day off in town to do some things where otherwise you might not push till 3. Because you guys, if you're a 12 to 15 mile day person with your pack, you take that pack off, you very well could put 18, 20 miles on instead and be able to spend a little more time doing some of those other things, okay? So it allows you some more time. It allows you some more miles for that particular day. Injury is a big thing. Like I said, I used it for my injury to help alleviate some of the weight, okay? Now here's going to blow your mind probably. And I tried to find out exactly where this was at, but the ATC actually promotes doing slack packs. And again, I'm telling you this because I read it, but I couldn't find it here this morning trying to find out where it was at so I could lead you that so you could read it for yourself. But it makes sense, you guys. Impact. Leave no trace. Impact. If you got 100 hikers doing a slack pack through a certain section, that's less impact in that particular area. Okay? This might get some people fired up too. But it also allows you an opportunity to do a little bushwhacking. If there's a view that you've heard about, and there are some out there that you need to bushwhack to, less impact, okay? Without that weight. You just want to make sure that you're leaving no trace, and you're doing respectful, you're doing due diligence at when you're going to slack, or if you're going to go out there and bushwhack, just do your due diligence to make sure that it doesn't, you're not tearing things down, okay? So that's just another thing. Let me look at my notes here. I wrote them down, but I think I remember them all anyway. But these are just some of the reasons to slack pack. Alleviates a little bit of rest for your sore feet and your sore legs. Leave no trace. The impact, and then saves time, gives towards some injury. Okay, and here's one more thing, you guys. If you're having a bad day, and you're going to have a bad day the next day for some reason, you just feel it coming on, slack pack. If you slack pack a bad day, your attitude changes really, really quick. And I would urge you to try this out. I challenge you to try that out. If you're having a bad day and you have an opportunity to slack pack, by all means do it. Now, is everybody going to be able to slack pack? No, because everyone has a budget. Slack packing costs money. Okay, sometimes you can get an angel to do it. But most of the time you're going to pay anywhere from, $20 to $70 for a slack pack. And usually when it's a higher amount, it's because it's a longer distance, the logistics of it, or you might be the only one doing it. And so they've got to still recoup, some of the costs. So it's always better to do it in groups, small groups. That way it's cheaper that way. Hostels and other shuttle people out there offer these services. Now, how do you set up a slack pack? Well, you need to find a host, whether that's a shuttle driver that just does shuttling or a hostel. And sometimes these slack packs they come with the cost of the hostel. Sometimes they still get you $5-10 for the transportation back and forth. So you'll have to check that out. But how do you determine a good host? Well, obviously, if it's an established shuttle service, if it's an established hostel, you're probably good to go. But if it's just some guy like me showing up because I'm going to be brand new, and yes, I'm going to offer services out on the Appalachian Trail this year to 2020 hikers, to slack pack them and to shuttle them around. Now, if it's just a ride to town, well, I'm not going to get into that, but I'm going to go out there helping them out, okay? And so how do you know that you can trust me with your gear? I could drive off with your gear and I got free gear. Woohoo! I'm going back to Utah or going back to Minnesota, wherever I'm at, right? Okay, you want to make sure you're doing your homework. Talk to the shuttle driver. Get a feel for them. Making sure that you feel good about them, trust them. You guys, walk up to that shuttle driver, your host, and say, hey, I want a picture. Can we do a selfie? Can we have a selfie? And snap a selfie of you and the host. You got a picture of them, okay? Take a photo of their car, their license plate, okay? And then you got some information just in case your stuff doesn't show back up at the end of the trail when you get there, right? Okay, there's things you can do, okay? Safety is another important issue, okay? So make sure that you feel good about them. Reach out to other people. Reach out to other trail angels. People, hey, have you heard of this guy? Okay, have you heard of Tribute? Do you know who Tribute is? So make sure that you're doing your due diligence, okay? You guys, thank your host. Make sure that they're feeling the love and the appreciation from you for doing this, because chances are pretty good I'm going to run my car to the ground out there helping you guys out. And a little bit goes a long way, you guys. A little bit goes a long way. So show appreciation. If they have a logbook, okay, if they've got a logbook for hikers, make sure you're writing in there, showing some love, giving them your trail name, and maybe even some of them ask for email addresses, things like that, just to stay in contact. Make sure you get their address if they'll let you take their address. In fact, I think it's a great idea. And then at the end of the trail, at the end of your hike, send them a postcard. Send them a card of your Katahdin photo, thanking them for their services and for helping you out. You guys, now another question is, can you successfully do a through hike without doing slack packing? Absolutely. People do it all the time, every single year. Many, many, many do. Okay? But I will tell you something. Mentally, it will help you. If you're getting drugged down and you're feeling like you've had enough, you're in New Hampshire and you just want to quit, you're done, man, reach out to somebody. Do some slack packing because it'll help you mentally. Going up over Wildcats, 21 miles without a pack on. I loved it. It was awesome. It felt so good. I felt like I could just fly. It was so great. But you guys, make sure, I just want to make sure I'm covering everything I'd planned to cover. But make sure that you're doing yourself a favor by doing a slack pack if you need to, okay? It really does help you mentally. And on the physical end as well, okay? Make sure, like I said, when you take photos of the car and of you and the person, send that to somebody, you guys, okay? Send that to somebody else that's not with you. Again, safety, right? Just in case. Things to take in this, okay? Things to take on your slack pack. Water bottle. Take your filter with you, okay? Your headlamp. Snacks for the trip. Maybe it's a lunch and some extra snacks. Your phone. Take a rain jacket, you guys, just in case it gets really windy and cold up on these summits and stuff like that. Check the forecast and take your common sense with you, okay? Use it. And if you don't have any common sense, rely on somebody else's common sense, all right? Make sure that there's another way out. If there's another way out off the trail, let's say it's a 21 or 30 mile day, make sure that there's another way out just in case you need to, and make sure that that plan is cemented in with your hosts. It's your responsibility to cement that plan in and be sure you stick to it as well, because that host has probably got some other things going on and they're managing their time around how long it's going to take you, okay? Give or take. So cement that plan in. If there's another way out, make sure that's communicated. You guys, and here in the end, you don't always need your tracking poles either, by the way. At the end, you guys enjoy yourselves. Enjoy a slack pack. Get out there, enjoy the trail. Stay grounded. Stay humble. You don't need to go out there and say, how come you carried that big pack up the Wildcats? Why would you do that? You could have slack packed. Don't do that. Not everybody can afford slack packing. Not everybody believes in slack packing. So be respectful of others. Enjoy the trail. Stick to leave no trace. Stick to trail etiquette. You're still a thru hiker. You're still a hiker. Okay? Be out there with respect and love for everybody else. Okay, you guys, that's all I really have. I just wanted to cover just some of the basics of slack packing. I look forward to meeting you guys on the trail. If you're hiking the Appalachian Trail this year, if we run across each other, say something, all right? Say, hey, I remember you from that video. But I really appreciate you guys. And if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. And hit that little bell over there on the right for future videos, okay, and future adventures. But my adventure this year is going to be out on the trail serving you guys and just having a good time on the Appalachian Trail, giving back as well. All right, everybody, thanks and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Wait, you gotta get the backpack. Like one backpack, 3 people.